It's the ending for Kupyansk, as Ukraine withdraws. It's day 1332 of Russia's operation in Ukraine. Let's dive deeper. Let's start from the Kupyansk front. Russia's recent maneuver worked perfectly, as Ukraine has now almost lost the control of the city. Previously, we saw how Ukraine was strongly defending the high-rise buildings up north and was slowing Russian advance. So Russia decided to launch an attack southwards from the western flank and cut Ukraine's rear. And we saw them making their way towards the last remaining supply road of the Ukrainian garrison. And as a result of this Russian advance, the Ukraine's situation became extremely critical, as their forces were about to be encircled. I said the Ukrainian command will have to decide very soon, and we might also see small counterattacks by Ukrainian forces to safely withdraw their forces from the north. And in the next 48 hours we started receiving reports that the Ukrainian command made the decision and withdrew their forces from the pocket and avoided the encirclement. Currently Russian forces are clearing the abandoned areas. However, as civilians are present in lots of buildings, the process could take a couple of days. In addition, fights are taking place near the highway. And as you can see, Ukraine has almost lost control of the city. Once Russian forces completely push Ukrainian forces from the western Kupyansk, they will launch an attack on the east. And because of their main supply route being cut, Ukraine will have a hard time defending the eastern part. Now moving to the Pokrovsk front. Here also, despite having significant reinforcement, Ukraine's situation is worsening every day. Last time on the northeastern flank of the city, we saw how Russian forces launched a massive attack on Volodymyrivka with a full armored column, and took complete control of the settlement. With this advance, Russia successfully eliminated the threat of encirclement, as they widened the gap. However, Ukraine hadn't given up, as they launched intense counterattacks on a much wider front, and managed to recapture a couple of settlements. However, as per latest report, Russian forces have recaptured Dorozhny. Currently, Russian forces are attacking Shukova, as they capture this area. Now a little south on the eastern flank of Pokrovsk, Ukraine's defenses have given up. Last time we saw how Russian forces had increased pressure on Maryinka, and we also heard rumors about Ukraine withdrawing their forces from parts of Pokrovsk. Now since then it was confirmed that Russian forces managed to capture these huge areas and took control of 2 new villages. And as you can see with this advance, Russian forces are now encircling Maryinka and pressuring from 3 sides. Subscribe for more frontline updates. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.